going to be doing a pick a pile reading on your love life this week. If you are currently single, even if you're in a relationship, let's see where things are going for you over the next month's time. Hi, I'm Kathy, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's in the Cards Divination. I usually do pick a pile tarot readings or Oracle, Kipper cards, Lenormand. Today, we're going to be looking to answer our question, where is my love life going? Or if I'm in a relationship, what's going to happen in the next month's time? So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned. There's going to be pile 1, a pile 2, and a pile 3 for you to choose from. And when you're ready, you can pause this video, go into the description box below, and there'll be a timestamp there for pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. You can listen to all 3 of them if you like, or whichever one resonates for you, and play them and enjoy the reading. Now, if it doesn't sound like it relates to your situation, don't make it fit. It's not something that we want to do. It should sound pretty close to what your situation is you're going through right now, okay? So we're going to look at that, and I hope you enjoy it. I want to thank you for coming in and watching my video. So, having said that, let's get started. Okay, hi, pile 1. We're going to be looking at your love life going forward. I'm going to start with my single friends. Let's see what is going to happen this month for you. Then we'll look at the relationship people. All right. So single people first. What is going on this month, if anything, in your love life? Let's look at the past. The past. What has gone on? And where is it heading? Right. Okay. There we go. First card. Nine of Swords in the upright. The past. The Four of Swords. Reverse. Okay. And finally, the Eight of Swords. Going forward. Okay. So for you single people, for the majority, it's not everybody, but pile 1, in the past, you were, let's say for a lot of you, you're getting out of a situation that you'd been in. It might have been a long-term relationship, but feel like it's more a situation you possibly might have ended on your own. It's like, or if you didn't, it ended because there might have been some trust issues, okay, going on with the Nine of Swords. So at this time, you are ready to start dating again, okay, or getting out there to meet somebody. That's by the four swords in the reverse situation here. It's like, you know what? I've given myself some time. I've spent time on my own. I feel like I may have healed from the last situation going forward. I mean, the recent past in the past has been very difficult. There are probably many sleepless nights, even for some of you. And it was just like you were in your head and you couldn't stop thinking about it. It was like you were obsessing, and it was constantly playing in your head what happened in that particular relationship. This time, though, it looks like you have now been able to get your head out of there. You're moving forward, and that's what is the best thing here I can see. But going forward this month, which it's a short term, right? We're already almost finished. It's already halfway through. I see yourself doesn't show you actually in a relationship for the rest of the month for most of you that are single. What it shows is you are now looking at what you want in a partner or a relationship. You're spending some time reflecting and moving forward. It's like, okay, no more excuses, um, no more blame game. Last time it might have been me. I might have had more of a reason that this relationship might have ended. It's not that it's always one person, it isn't. It's always two. What you're doing is you're taking a look at yourself this month to try to figure out, number one, what is it that you've been ignoring about the dating situation? What is it? Why isn't it working out? Why haven't you been able to find the one you're looking for? Is it something that you can work on and improve? Feel like you are willing to. There feels like that energy around it. Let me see what else. And the judgment in the reverse. Yeah, it's kind of a wake-up call for you, this last particular situation that you just left. I feel like it's, you know what? I need to stop being so critical. Like it feels like there's some judgment, and the judgment card did show up in the reverse. And it feels like maybe you're being really hard on yourself, number one, as to being critical of how, like, stop that blame game. Like it's not you. It takes two in a relationship. And sometimes we're just not compatible with other people. But for me, it feels like this month you're wanting to get rid of that. You want to create a better relationship next time going forward from your perspective. And obviously that is going to help you find a better partner. Maybe you need, as I say, it's like, you know what? You haven't been looking at your own reflection in any relationship. It's two-sided, but maybe in the last particular situation, you might have had more of a role to play because I'm seeing it's like now you're finally sitting back and going, maybe some of this was my doing. Maybe some of the fact that it didn't work. So I feel like this month is more of, for you, spending some time and trying to figure out where it went wrong. And you are definitely moving in the right direction. Maybe in October, there might be somebody coming, but it's good to take some time to look at what role did you play in this relationship ending? Okay. So, my single friends, that's what we're going to look at this month. No, that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear that there's this great person coming in your life. But sometimes we have to be in the right headspace in order to meet someone who's good for us, someone who we're good for as well, right? There has to be that compatibility. So, my dear friends who are in a relationship currently, married or living in a situation, and this has to do with romantic situation, of course, this month. Let us see what is happening. So the recent past, ooh, I feel like it's telling me to stop. Okay, good. Recent past. We have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, Page of Cups in the reverse. That's what's going on now. And going forward, King of Swords in the reverse. I think somebody, this for the most part, okay, the recent past, let's deal with that because it's a very positive card. And I'm going to pull a clarifier on that one just to see in what way that was working. Okay. I would say in the recent past, you felt like things were going in the right direction as you were, your relationship was, you were working towards it and things were improving and you were working together to make things. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case, what I'm seeing. At this time, I feel like um, you're not being realistic about a situation with your partner. There's, you need to spend some time with seeing what's going on here. Let me see. Yeah, the Eight of Wands. So I feel for some of you, there's going to be a huge shift for you coming up this month with respect to your partner. I feel like you're going to see them how they really are. Doesn't mean the marriage or the relationship breaks down. It just means that your rose-colored glasses are going to come off this month, and I think it's going to happen very fast. They're possibly going to do something that really puts it over the edge because the King of Swords in the reverse is somebody who is very critical and not very nice. Okay. So I feel like going forward this month, there's going to be a period where you're just, it's like I can't make any more excuses for this person in my relationship. And what you do with it, of course, is your choice. You can stay or you can go or you can try to make it work. I feel like it needs work because you've been trying to, but for some reason, it just wasn't going. It wasn't working. It didn't move forward. So let's see what advice possibly you can get out of this. I'm going to pull this. Let's give me a moment to see if we can get some advice for this with this King of Swords, and the reverse and how he's behaving towards you. All right. And then it is definitely a male energy in the relationship, okay? Oh, okay, good. Oh, all right, good, good, good. Okay, this makes sense. You got the opportunity to forgive card, which tells me about releasing all the critical judgments and feelings and letting go of whatever has transpired. It could very well have been social media. It could have been through, I don't want to say cheating necessarily because I don't see that, but I feel like your partner might have said something about you in an email, a text, or on social media that was not flattering, that was critical, that wasn't very nice. And it's possible, or you heard through somebody on social media or email. And so now is your chance to forgive. I don't feel like necessarily this is a huge blunder or mistake, like, like cheating or anything like that. I feel like it's more just they made a mistake and you need to let it go. Okay. That's what the advice card. Now, they, on the other hand, need to watch themselves and what they say and how they come across. Anyone who is critical is usually that's their go-to. That's what they're used to. That's how they've been treated. So there may even need to be quite a bit of discussion around this or even professional help, right? So for those of you in this relationship situation on a very basic level, they're the two of you were working together, trying to make your life, make plans for your life, and uh, going in a better direction. Okay, you're trying to take, and it could even be three of you in this situation. And when I say three, I mean like a child and a couple. Okay, for some. Now, in the end, at this time, um, yeah, it's going to be a reality check. You're seeing things for how they are, and maybe it's not been going as you'd hoped. But it doesn't feel necessarily, for most of you, it's on a major level. It's like not breakup time type of thing. Feel like it's more just their behavior or how they speak or how they communicate towards you. And it could even be you maybe just had an argument. They said something that hurt you. And you need to forgive. You need to let it go. But have that discussion first about what led to that. Okay. So for most of you, it's just more conflict this month that you have to deal with. For some of you, it's a little stronger, a little harder, maybe. But the cards tell us that we need to let it go and forgive. It's an opportunity to forgive, which is hard to do. Okay. But you can be the better person in this situation. But that doesn't mean you need to be treated badly or walked upon, right? Okay. So, pile one, I hope you enjoyed that reading, and I hope it resonated in some way. If it did, please click on the like button, subscribe if you would like to receive more videos. Okay. Okay, pile two. Let's get started with your reading. Okay, let's see here. This is for my single pile two friends. First, we're going to start with them. What's coming in the month ahead for them in their love life? What for most of you? Obviously, it's not everybody. All right, this is the recent past or the past. So we have the devil in the upright. Ooh, look at him offering up, right? Whoops. And then now the Empress in the reverse. Okay. And finally, the Two of Swords going forward upright. Okay, so what I'm feeling, the first thing that came to me with the Devil card was almost like a one night stand in the past, in the recent past. There was a situation, it was maybe just purely sexual, and it was fun, it was great, but no substance. Okay. And at this time, for some of you, you're feeling really torn about it. You're not sure, like you, maybe for some of you, this is something you would have done. It's not your normal, it's out of your character. And so you don't see yourself very well in a very good light. Now, that's your own perception, right? I'm going to pull another card on that. Going forward this month, you are definitely not sure which way to go on this situation. I feel like there was somebody that was tempting you. Like I say, it could have been a one night stand, it could have just been um, a lot of fun, but you're trying to decide if this is something that you want to pursue going forward. Okay. So let me see. You have to make a decision this month. There's a decision period coming, or there's a period of indecision where you haven't made a decision and you can't decide what you should do about it. Which way should you go, right? Um, let's see what the Empress is also telling us here now. What is she telling us? We have Eight of Pentacles in the upright. I feel like this is something that you are trying not to pay attention to at this time. It keeps coming back though. For some reason, let me see what the devil keeps doing. You feel like you're you can't stop thinking about him or her, I should say. Because it can be either way. They're not showing us gender. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, you know what? This makes sense. The this situation with the devil in the recent past or past felt like it could have been a really good opportunity for you in your love life going forward. He appeared to have everything that you were looking for. And it was just very new. And yeah, it was a lot of fun and exciting and everything else. But I feel like there's a toxicity here with this individual. I feel like they are not interested in a relationship. You might have thought they were, or feel like they're not very, I don't even like to say this, don't think they are really respectful of women, you know? And for some of you, there's also the issue of pregnancy, potentially, and that's definitely very specific. But for some of you, if you're either worried at this time, you could be pregnant, or you just see yourself having a family with this person. That doesn't mean it's for the right reason. It doesn't mean it's a good thing. It doesn't actually say, except to say, he doesn't appear or she doesn't appear to be taking this situation seriously with you. So I don't feel like it's relationship material with them necessarily. That could change over the month's time for my single friends. But at this point, from the cards, it appears that In fact, I would go so far as to say for some of you this month, you might turn a blind eye just because it's something you want. You just you're just going to pretend like everything's okay and you're just going to keep going forward with this person or try to. But I have a feeling, and I'm just judging by the cards I pulled, that this may be not a good situation with them. I don't feel like they're committed. Okay. So for those of you, my single friends, this appears to be the month of September. Someone in your life in the past is on your mind. You're still wanting to be with them. You still feel like you want to be with them and it has potential, but it doesn't appear at this time that there is any because of the fact that there's no love cards here. Like there's no commitment cards here. It's all um, in the rather negative situation. So the devil is fun if you just want a good time. And it might have been a one off, is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So, my dear single friends, I don't know if that resonates, but if it does, he doesn't sound, or she, like they're necessarily in it for the long term. At least not right now, eh? For this month. Okay. So you'll be sitting back wondering, what should I do? Now, let's look for my friends who are in a relationship, pile two. What's going to happen this month for them in their love life and relationship? What can you show us? All right, first card in the past, recent past, Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and Six of Wands in the reverse. Now, yay. And going forward, Nine of Pentacles, upright. So your relationship, okay, I'm going to start with the recent past. There's a lot of you right now, it's just focused on really around the home, I feel like. For those of you who are, your everyday life is what I'm saying this month. You're they're possibly not giving you what you need in your relationship. They're not helping around the house, maybe. Things are getting a little slack. Maybe they're not helping out financially. They're kind of taking advantage. This has been the recent past. And at this time, it's not showing well to you. You're not able to be very successful in this relationship with your partner. You feel like it's really making you look bad. If you're concerned about what other people think, it's for those of you, it's like you dropped the ball. This person, this man, this woman. I always say man because I'm a woman, but it's any gender. It doesn't show specific gender here. Going forward, it's kind of like you need to do it for yourself. If you want to stay in the relationship, which it doesn't show you not staying in the relationship, it just shows that maybe you need to be a little more independent. Don't rely on them for the money. Don't rely on them. If you know they're not going to help you and it's not going to change, you have to decide if that's how you want to live, right? There's a compromise here. So for my friends who are in a relationship, and it could just be money. Let's look at just from a financial point of view. Maybe they're not, some of them might actually be out of work, your partner, your spouse, and things are not changing this month, unfortunately. But going towards the end of the month, it's possible for those who are not working, their partner, things look good. Things are improving, but towards the end of the month. So even though that's a career situation, it affects our relationship clearly, right? We want things to be, well, that everything overlaps, right? So we have this situation, and most of you, I would recognize it's more about sharing the help, sharing of resources, being generous. They're not. In the past, they haven't been. There's a situation going on. Let me see if I can figure out why, other than the fact that they might be out of work. Yeah, I think it's just, for the Nine of Wands upright, some people might even be ill, physically ill or mentally ill, that they're not able to help carry the load. Okay, so it's not their fault. In other words, it's something else that's caused it, and it's even the same when if you lose a job. I mean, obviously, it's hard to contribute financially, although you could contribute to the household. Now, at this time, things appear to be not moving in a better direction, unfortunately. Um, but again, as I say, towards maybe the end of the month, at some point, things are going to look up, things are going to improve. You're going to be seeing a definite improvement, whether they are feeling better or they're able to help in some way. But I also say to you, don't rely necessarily on everyone for money. It's good to have your own money and to be able to be somewhat independent. That way your expectations aren't there. Yes, you want to be fair. Sometimes in life we go through these periods where there's a lack of money or a lack of, and it's not anyone's fault. Like I say, sometimes we lose our job or something happens, we're ill, we go through a period maybe where we're in a funk, we're depressed, whatever it is. Now, if it's just a simple case of get off your lazy butt, well, it looks like sometimes you just have to do it yourself. Okay? So this month, my friends, how to that's sort of how it feels in this respect. But I am going to pull you an advice card because of the situation, as to why and what advice they're giving you as to why it goes to Nine of Pentacles, right? Apologize for background noise. My grass is getting cut. All right. So, why? What advice can your guides give you about this situation? Release and surrender. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. So many times you just have to stop trying to control the situation, right? Let it go. Do your own thing. Okay. And for those that some people I heard this other situation come to mind that maybe it's as simple as you're wanting him or her to contribute financially for the purchase of something in your life. Could be as simple as that. And they're not forthcoming. They don't want to pay for it. And this time they've put their foot down. So going forward this month, you go ahead and buy it anyways. And sometimes that's okay and sometimes it's not, as long as that you can afford it, clearly. But surrender and release. Surrender the situation. Sometimes you can't control anything, really. You can't control other people. So that's what your guides are telling you. Let go of the situation and see what happens this month. All right, pile two. I hope you enjoyed your reading. And if it resonated with you, please let me know. Comment, click the like button. Okay? Take care, and I'll see you in your next reading. Pile three. Let's see what's going on in your love life. Now, we're going to start with my single friends. Pile three. What's going on in their love life? And we're going to start with the recent past situation, and now and what's going forward. March, September, October. So we're already halfway through September. What is going on in my single friends' love life? All right. First card, Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And the Ace of Swords in the reverse. And finally, the Knight of Pentacles in the upright. Okay. So there is definitely, let me see here. What's going on? There is someone coming into your life this month, it looks like, whether it's just a date. And I feel that I'm going to pull another card on this Ace of Swords in the reverse because what's going on now is you're not seeing anything this month, like any hope right now of anything. But I'm feeling like towards the end of whether it's the middle of October or the beginning of September, or sorry, the beginning of October, there is somebody coming into your life. So let me see what the Ace of Swords is about at this time. Eight of Cups. Okay, I know exactly. You're afraid you're going to get hurt. You don't want this situation at this time. It's like, I think that what has happened is in the past, I mean, you're very independent. You are very well grounded. You're a good person. I feel this applies more to the females who are listening to this, and that this is your reading. It doesn't have to be. It could just be more of a feminine energy in a male. But in the recent past, you're quite content in your life at home. I feel like you've got things worked out and you don't really want anything to ruin that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're open to dating, but perhaps it's like, do I really want to upset this good situation I have going on right now? Okay. Because, yes, it's a risk, and sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. Well, I'm here to tell you that if you get the opportunity, if somebody comes to you, and I feel like they will, let me see here. Let me see in this coming month what that's about. Ten of Swords. Yeah. Like I say, closer to the end, it's in the reverse. Did I say swords? Oh, yeah, Ten of Swords. It's like just when you're ready to give up and you don't care anymore about dating someone, they'll appear. That's how this kind of looks. It's like you're on the way back into it, into this dating situation, because the Knight of Pentacles is referencing somebody coming into your life who also is very well grounded, has good plans, very much someone who is well grounded, has got their head screwed on straight. They perhaps they make an okay income, they've got a decent income. So the only negative really about the Knight of Pentacles is that if this was reverse, I would be saying, well, they're kind of boring, maybe they're a little bit you can't trust them, they're stubborn. But no, this is a positive reflection of this card. So this person is going to come across. Now, it doesn't mean necessarily you'll stick with them. It doesn't show. We don't know that, what's going on after this. But this month of September does show you meeting somebody. Okay. And I would say it's one of those situations where you're not even looking. Okay. Like whether somebody introduces you to someone or you just happen to meet somebody out and about and you start talking. It feels like that kind of situation. And at this time, going forward right now, you're like I say, you're not even going there. You don't even want any part of this. So, as I say, when you least expect it, this person could be coming into your life. So, that's good news. Hopefully, it works out for you, pile three. We can always do another reading next month and see what's going to happen. All right. Now, let me do a reading. And I apologize for the background noise. My lawn is being cut, so the lawnmower is going. I had no control over that. Okay, so now let's look at our relationship, friends. Anyone in pile three who is either married, living together, in a relationship, not living together, but they're in a relationship, a love relationship. What's happening in September with their relationship and what has just happened going on? Okay, let's see here. The Seven of Cups in the reverse, recent past. This time, the Death card and rebirth. And going forward, ooh, oh dear, Three of Swords. Okay. Unfortunately, my friends, it doesn't look like, not all of you, for some of you, that there's definitely an ending here. It's definitely a breakup, and I am so sorry to say that. The recent past is somebody has, well, there's two scenarios going on here. Somebody has made some bad choices, okay? And I don't know if it's you per se or your partner, and it's now ending the relationship, unfortunately, going forward. And nobody wants to see those two together, the Death and the Three of Swords card, because that's definitely the end of the relationship and it's heartbreaking. But unfortunately, these things do happen sometimes. Now, this is very specific, so it's not for everyone. On a more mundane, like an everyday level, I would say that for some of you in a relationship, there is definitely a situation here um, that you've not been realistic about. You've kind of had your head in the clouds, or some people say up your ass. But it feels like you haven't been paying proper attention. You've been kind of living in a fantasy world for a while, but now the reality is coming home, unfortunately. So there's a situation that will end. It doesn't mean the relationship necessarily. For some of you, it's not the relationship. It could just be the end of thinking that way, seeing things that way. And it's going to cause you some real problems in September, October, part of October. Looks like there is some real pain there, or disappointment and hurt in this situation. Let's look into that a little more. Three of Swords. Yeah, Eight of Cups. So for some of you, it could just indicate a time away from each other, or you just need a bit of a break. Maybe for some of you, as a couple that are not going to be breaking up, it just reveals a time of pain and upset and discomfort. You might even decide yourself to take a holiday away for a bit. Maybe you need to go hang out, even just you need to kind of some time apart. It's not a bad thing because it looks to me as if they themselves have not been, their feelings, I was going to say their feelings haven't been necessarily honest about a particular situation. Let me see what that may pertain to. That situation. Let me see. Nine of Pentacles. Whether they themselves, for those of you that are breaking up, this refers to somebody who really just wants to be on their own. Okay. Doesn't necessarily mean they're cheating or anything like that. It's just maybe the relationship has run its course and they've had enough, but it looks like it comes as quite a shock to you. For those of you that it's not a breakup, it's just the ending maybe of a particular situation, it could be referencing as simple as bad spending. Somebody's been spending very poorly in this relationship or not handling their finances properly, and the other party's had enough. It's like, no, this has got to stop. You need to stop this. And that's exactly what it looks like. Or there's another scenario too with this is maybe you've been spending, or somebody's been spending a lot of time um, in a direction that is not conducive to what you want. It's making you feel left out. It's making you feel like you're not important enough to your partner. So it feels to me that okay, you want to be always doing what you want to do. Guess what? I'm going to do what I want to do for a little while. Maybe you take a short little trip. It doesn't have to be a big trip. Or maybe you just go and you allow yourself to let it go. Let's see what the advice card says for this situation. That might shed some more light for those in the relationship here. I mean, it can be as major as a breakup, which often the Death card and the Three of Swords together is pretty much an end. but it also can be, like I say, an end to a particular situation within the relationship. Sometimes that's for a positive, because the Eight of Cups is about moving on, letting it go. Okay. So it looks like you will still, for most of you, will still stay together. Okay. It's just that situation and what you've been going through in the recent past together has ended. It's not going to continue on anymore. It's going to cause some problems going forward this month, but it's a good thing. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. Ground yourself. Ground yourself. Let me pull another card. A shower of abundance. Okay. There's the two cards of advice. Okay. So what this tells me, most likely, it actually says shower of abundance is a financial healing, a financial situation. It could, most of you feel like that's what it's related to. Um, maybe you made some bad choices financially. I know I've done it. We've all done it. Overspending. Maybe you bought something that turned out it's the money out of you. And this month, and that really tells me that it's going to obviously it's going to affect your relationship. You need to go back to ground zero, as they say, and let it go, move on. And that's what I've had to do in my situation. But you also want to make sure that you're learning to um, why you're having this situation, like what led to you doing this, or the party, the other person, your partner, what caused this situation in the first place, and what do you learn from it going forward? And then just let it go. It has to be, you have to move on. It's like it's not worth destroying a relationship over unless it's very, very serious. When I say serious, I mean it could be something like stealing or something like that, which even those types of things with professional help can be worked on. Okay. You have to decide what is your priority. What is it that you're willing to compromise on or and that type of thing. So for some of you, it's major heartbreak and breakup. For the majority of you, this is just a bad situation, a bad financial choice you made. Um, I think you were probably making that choice, or your partner, based on their feelings, not by logic and doing all the homework. It could be anything. And this choice this month is leading to huge disappointment and hurt. Okay. And you need to let it go and walk away. You have all you need. Even when we feel we don't have everything we need, if you have a roof over your head and you have food and you have clothing and you have each other, what more do you need? All right, my friends, pile three. I hope this resonated for you in some way. Please comment if it did or click on the like button. And I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye for now.